Hi, I'm ThatPaulGuy, and it's Thursday. Thursday, August 22nd, 2019. Couple things real quick before we get started. Oh yeah, it's back running again. I'm not going to tell you what kind of magic I performed on it, just got it working, okay? So actually I had to delete a lot of files and play with a lot of stuff. It's working for now, got my fingers crossed, we'll see what happens, but obviously it's a work in progress. Today is Thursday, August 22nd, 2019. We're going to start you off with some space news. Today marked the final launch of a Delta IV rocket from the United Launch Alliance. Lifted off from Cape Canaveral about 9 o'clock this morning, shortly after 9 o'clock. Why is this important? Well, first of all, it's rockets. I always try to have rockets, you know. Second of all, this rocket, the Delta IV, NASA has put this thing up 134 straight times with no incidents. 100% perfect launch record from this. It's a medium-sized rocket that became used or started going into use shortly after the Challenger disaster back in 1986. The military wanted to make sure that they weren't relying on the shuttle program for satellites and stuff like that. So they started putting them up on the medium-sized, the Delta IV rocket and the Atlas V rocket. Today marked the very last launch of the Delta IV, and like I said, 134 straight launches, no incidents. It retires with a perfect record. So congrats to ULA and NASA on that. Speaking of NASA thinks that one way we can get to Mars quicker is by a controlled nuclear fission explosion. You heard me. They're going to have a controlled nuclear explosion on a rocket to try to get us to Mars quicker. They say it should get us to Mars in 4 or 5 months instead of 8 or 9 months. So, you know, the thing I worry about there is how do you not fry your passengers? You know, I don't know what NASA's plan for this is. I don't know to what extent they think that it's the using that as propulsion is a much better idea than some of the others they're exploring. But it is one of the ones they're exploring. So who knows? How do you get us to Mars without blowing us up or causing a bunch of radioactivity and getting us sick on the way? We'll have to see. Speaking of nuking stuff, Elon Musk wants to nuke Mars. He wants not just necessarily to throw a bunch of atomic bombs down on the surface of Mars. They want to be a controlled, there's that word again, controlled nuclear explosions outside of the actual atmosphere, sort of like mini suns above the polar ice caps, so that they can actually melt the water that's there, or melt those ice caps and provide water and hopefully some bolstering up the atmosphere a little bit. So when they go to settle Mars, we'll have liquid water readily available. Again, how do you not radiate the thing that you're trying to save or use? I don't know. You know, NASA and Elon, I guess, have a plan, but they're separate plans for similar events. By the way, you can follow Elon Musk on Twitter, and you can order your Nuke Mars t-shirts from him. I'm sure he's got plenty of them available. I don't know. He might not. He might be sold out of them, but who knows? But last I heard, they were available through Elon on his Twitter. Speaking of Elon Musk, if you own a Tesla Model S or Model X, and you decide you want a suspension upgrade, if you've got a newer one, the brand new models, you can do that. You can go ahead and download the software that'll upgrade your suspension for your Model S or your Model X. Tesla says that it's only available for the newest hardware. So if you own an older one, you might have to do it the old-fashioned way. But if you own a newer Model S or Model X, you may be able to download software to improve your suspension. So want to race a little meaner? Yep, we got an app for that. So pretty interesting. Speaking of big bad men that knew it all, Keanu Reaves. Keanu Reaves is back at it again. Not only is he in the video game Cyberpunk 2077 that's coming out next year, but he's in the middle of filming Bill and Ted Face the Music, which you already know of. Bill Winters and him are going back for the third installment in that, where they actually go and make the music that saves the universe. But now it's been announced that he will play Neo in the fourth Matrix movie, including some original cast members like Carrie-Anne Moss and stuff like that. There will be a fourth Matrix movie that starts filming next year in 2020. Chuck Norris and him need to have a talk. There might have to be some exchange of keys or something. I don't know, but Keanu is quickly becoming, a superhero type. Oh, superheroes, that reminds me. Sony Pictures wants their superhero back. Not just any superhero, they want Spider-Man back. It seems that the last two Spider-Man movies have been pretty successful, and his venture into the Marvel Universe and the Avengers movies, they want to go a little bit different direction. They want to take him back out of the Marvel Universe, and they want him to explore other avenues. To which point Disney, Marvel, and everybody else are kind of scratching their head and going, what? There's been a couple people outspoken about this, against this as well. Jeremy Renner, who plays Hawkeye in the Marvel Universe, and Tom Holland, who plays Spider-Man, his own father, even though Tom hasn't said anything about it, his own father, Dominic Holland, has been kind of outspoken about it lately. He went to Twitter, and he's against it. Dominic is fairly well known in Britain as a personality, and he has come out against it as well. So there's some backlash about that. So not a lot of people are happy about Spider-Man being pulled back out of the Marvel Universe. So come on, Sony, get with it. You got give our Spidey back. In the video game world, a couple of download contents coming for some important games. If you own Mortal Kombat 11, you can play as DC Comics Joker, you can play as Todd McFarlane's Spawn, or you can play as the Terminator. All three of those are going to be included on the new download content that's going to be coming out for Mortal Kombat in October. Meanwhile, Capcom, who is a company that also makes fighting games, they also make adventure games though. And two of their adventure games have some download content that will be pretty interesting. Mainly Horizon Zero Dawn and Monster Hunter World are coming out with Frozen Wilds and Iceborne, respectively, the download content for those two games that will have a crossover element in them. We don't really know what's going on with that yet. We've seen the teasers. There's videos out right now that show a little bit of a teaser where you can see parts of that where you can definitely relate to the setting in the world and stuff like that. But we don't know to what extent they're going to bleed over or be involved with each other. So got to wait till September 6th to see that, but that's going to be available pretty soon. So speaking of being available pretty soon, I'm hoping that stays available like it is, and I'm pretty happy about it. If you want to, you're welcome to subscribe. Thumbs up, thumbs down, the little bell icon will tell you when more of these videos are available. Feel free to leave me any comments. The feedback lately has been amazing, and I appreciate it, guys. It's been great, and I really, really do appreciate hearing from everybody. I appreciate the thumbs up and the subscriptions and stuff like that. It's free. You don't have to, you don't have to pay for anything. I am not that. I'm not to that point yet. So just click on subscribe. Like I said, thumbs up, thumbs down, leave me any kind of comments, and that's all I got for right now. So until next time, folks, I'll see you later.